You're watching News First, and up next is a look at Action TV.
The paddy sown on the left bank of the Galoya for the Yalla season is ripening at present. Unfortunately, the ripening of this paddy is taking place at a delayed pace as a result of the fields not receiving the required fertilizer at the appropriate time. While the lack of fertilizer has stunted the growth of the paddy, it has also significantly weakened the capability of the crop to withstand pest infestations and disease. Ripening paddy in Godakolle and Paragahakale, which come under the purview of the Ampara Divisional Secretariat, are suffering from an infestation of pests at present. We are facing such a severe infestation after about 30 years. We usually obtain pesticides from the traders based on the recommendations of the authorities. We have used various pesticides on various occasions, but we have been unable to protect the fields. It would be unjust and baseless to suggest that the pest infestation that is afflicting these fields is a mistake on the part of the Department of Agriculture. Nevertheless, based on the fact that the farmers are purchasing pesticides based on the recommendations of the traders, one cannot prevent the extended services of the Department of Agriculture from being called into question. On the 27th of July, farmers of Paragahakale were granted the opportunity to question some of these extended services officials when a group of officials visited the area to collect samples of paddy stalks after the pest infestation had taken a stronghold of the fields. The farmers, who were well aware that by the time the stalks were inspected and a solution provided for the pest infestation, they would have missed the parade, gave priority to securing compensation for crop damages. The basis for the farmers' demands is a just one. A sum of 3 rupees was charged from the farmers per kilo of subsidized fertilizer for this harvest season as crop insurance.
ගොජන් සංගමයේ තුමාගෙන් ඇහුවා ඊට පස්සේ කිව්වා ඒ රුපියල් 3 එකතු කරේ අමතර එකතු කරලා තියෙනවා වෙනදා රුපියල් 7යි පොර කිලෝ ගත්තා. ඒ කියන්නේ කිලෝ 50ට 350යි මේ පාර රුපියල් 500යි. يعني රුපියල් 3ක් අමතර ආවෙලා. ඒක අය කරේ අලිහානි සහ නියං හා ගම් වතුර කියන ඒ තුනටලු ඒ රුපියල් 3 අමතර එකතු කළා. ඒ මගේ නිලධාරියා කිව්වා ඉතින් මංජල මහත්තයා ඕක මිනිස්සු දැනුවත් කරේ නැහැ නේ මුලදී. ඒක හරි දැන් ඒකට අනිත් රක්ෂණ ඔප්පුවක් දුන්නේ නැහැ නේ මොකද. නේද? ඒගොල්ලෝ දැන් මොනවා හරි කියනවා. අර බැඳපු රුපියල් නෑ අනිත් සාමාන්‍ය මිනිස්සු එහෙම නැත්තම් වෙන කුසි රක්ෂණයක් දා ගන්නවා. දැන් මෙතන රක්ෂණයක් අය කරපු හින්දා ආය අලුතෙන් දාන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ.
It would be both fair and just to recompense the farmers for crop damage, considering the harm that has been caused to this paddy as stemming from natural causes. Is it just, however, to impose ad hoc conditions for the insurance premium that was charged from these farmers, along with money collected for subsidized fertilizer? Minister of Agriculture, this is over to you.
Moving on to news overseas, Iran's parliament has inaugurated cleric Hassan Rouhani as president 6 weeks after he was elected. Rouhani was sworn in before parliamentarians and representatives of dozens of countries. Rouhani formally took up his role, replacing Mahmoud Ahmadinejad at a ceremony led by Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei yesterday. The president won a surprise victory in June's election, gaining support from reformists by hinting at a more moderate stance than his predecessor. He has promised to end Iran's international isolation, get economic sanctions lifted and free political prisoners. The former nuclear negotiator is late expected to present a list of ministers for approval by Parliament. There is speculation that former UN envoy Mohammad Javad Zarif, who is seen as a moderate, could be named foreign minister. And in sports news, the second T20 international between Sri Lanka and South Africa is currently underway at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium in Hambantota. Well, winning the toss and electing to bat first, the Proteas posted a total of 145 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. David Miller was the top scorer in the innings with 36 runs inclusive of 1 boundary and 2 sixers, while JP Domini scored 30.
Once again, veteran.
Sachitra Senanayake bagged 2 wickets for 18 runs, while Nuwan Kulasekara picked 2 for 22 runs.
Clubbed for Matthews. Oh, this might be tight. He's gone. Oh, that's a superb strike. Came down.
Sliced in the air. Chandimal. Brilliant catch. It was getting away from him all.
His club to play.
Batting in reply, Sri Lanka was 75 runs for the loss of 3 wickets, needing another 73 runs to win the match and level the series with 8 overs in hand a short while ago.
Oh, this is just over mid-on and down through mid-wicket. It's changed the pace a bit. Oh, through the gap again, Roshan. It's coming good for Sri Lanka, yeah? Well, that's a better line, but still this time Sagakara gets...
Also in cricket news, bad light has stopped play on day 4 of the third Ashes Test at the Old Trafford in Manchester, with Australia on 172 for the loss of 7 wickets in their second innings. James Anderson and Tim Preston picked up 2 wickets each for the home side. Australia posted 527 for 7 declared in their first innings, and the English were bowled out today with a first innings total of 368. England currently lead the 5-match Test series 2-0. And up next is a look at the bitter truth.
A phase of the Carlton Super Sevens Rugby League was played at the Galle International Stadium on the 27th and 28th of last month. However, the BBC World Service questioned on the 28th regarding the suitability of the grounds to host rugby matches. The BBC World Service also reported that the ground had sustained damages after the rugby encounters.
අපි දන්න දෙයක් තමයි ගාල්ල ක්‍රීඩාංගණයේ ටෙස්ට් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න පටන් ගත්තට පස්සේ පාසල් ක්‍රීඩා සඳහා පවා මේ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය ලබා දෙන්නේ ඉතාමත්ම අසීරුවෙන් බොහෝ කොන්දේසි පනවලා.
ඔය කොන්දේසි පනවල තමයි මේක දීලා තියෙන්නේ.
දැන් මට දැනගන්න ලැබිලා තිබෙනවා මට ඡායාරූප දැක ගන්න ලැබුණා මේ කාල්ටන් සුපර් 7 ක්‍රීඩා තරඟාවලිය නිසා එයට ඒ ක්‍රීඩා කිරීමේදී ක්‍රීඩාංගණයේ තනතිරු 10ම ආවරණය වෙන විදිහට ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නේ ඒ නිසා කිසිසේත්ම මේක ටෙස්ට් ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩා කිරීම සඳහා යොදා ගන්න බැරි තත්ත්වයක් මතුවේවි කියලා.
නෑ නෑ ඔය කොළඹට ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න CHMC ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ CH රට ගන්න කොහොමද කියලා.
දැන් ඔබට විශ්වාසයිද කාල්ටන් සුපර් 7 ක්‍රීඩා තරඟය නිසා තනතිරු වලට කිසිම හානි වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා?
ටෙස්ට් ක්‍රිකට් කවදාද තියෙන්නේ? ගාල්ලේ
The Galle International Stadium is famous around the world. Internationally, everyone was present to rebuild the stadium after the tsunami disaster. Using that ground for rugby at once is like neglecting cricket.
ගාල්ලේ මන්සෙසු ක්‍රීඩිකාවන්ට
The athletes from Galle do not have a proper place to showcase their talent. Since they have lost the Galle Stadium too, rugby has overtaken it. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa has said that using the Galle International Cricket Stadium for other sports is not wrong. He made the above statement in reply to the tweet posted by BBC reporter Azam Amin from Colombo. The BBC report stated that the parliamentarian had tweeted saying that a country like Sri Lanka should use all stadiums for all types of sports. This is the release issued by the Socialist Youth Union criticising the decision to allow rugby matches to be played at the Galle International Stadium. The union pointed out that even though rugby matches are held in cricket stadiums at Melbourne and Sydney in Australia, different pitches in the grounds are allocated for rugby. The union further states that in order to repair the damaged areas in the Galle Stadium, money from the organisers should be used and not the people's money. Sports First inquired from the CEO of Sri Lanka Cricket, Ashley De Silva, whether money from the organisers of the rugby matches will be used to repair the damages caused to the Galle pitch. He said that he does not know whether money was charged to allow rugby matches to be held in Galle. Though the CEO promised to inquire into it and provide a response, it has not been done so far. Also, Deputy National Curator Janaka Sampath Dirasekara admitted that his advice was not taken before hosting rugby matches at the Galle Stadium. He added that the curator of the Galle Stadium, Jayananda Warnavira, should be contacted for information on what regulations were followed to allow rugby matches to be played at Galle. Our efforts to contact Jayananda Warnavira proved futile. When will Sri Lanka Cricket fearlessly provide answers to these questions for the benefit of the public?
But that's a wrap from the Newsfirst team for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudan Naika. Have a great week ahead of you. Good night.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.